Hello folks, Chris Varley with the Trade Idea Support and Education team here. We are doing an updated video on what we now call our TI Wave, formerly known as the Trade Wave. How you access that feature on our charts will vary depending on the version of the software you're on. As of this video, our beta version is going to be 5.8.10. However, our production version as the time of this video is 5.6.104. So just a slight nuance in the difference of accessing it, but the feature works exactly the same. Again, we are updating this video to go from our Trade Wave to our TI Wave. So let's start with the charts and how we access that on here. If we were to right-click any of our charts, we see a browser interface down here. It doesn't matter which time frame we're on. I've got 3 charts up here, daily, 60-minute, and 5-minute charts. So we can see each one of those as I right-click. We are looking at the browser interface selected. So that is step 1, making sure that that is selected. Once we know that is selected, if we are on the beta version, we will start there first. We will come up here to the squiggly lines that you see above the 3 bars, and I'll also come here and put a little pink circle around that to help us on top of the highlighter that I have going on for my mouse. There we go. We go ahead and click that, indicators, and you'll see TI Wave up here. If we go ahead and click TI Wave, you're going to see it disappear from my screen actually right there. I'm going to go ahead and click it and turn it back on. And we know that the TI Wave is working when we see the indicators, the indicator, B for buy, S for sell. We can see those there, and we can see the actual waves there with the orange when we make a downtrend and the blue when we make an uptrend. We can go ahead and zoom in a little bit so we can see a little better here. We've got a chart of Apple, and essentially what this feature is doing, this indicator is doing, it is looking at EMA crossovers and creating a cloud with it. This is what we would call a cloud. And so the idea is that we're using the cloud and waves. If we come back into the indicator manager here next to TI Wave, we see the 3 dots on the lines. That gives us a back end look of what this is actually doing here. So we can see that the moving average type is an EMA, the fast and slow EMAs within the wave itself are an 8 and 9 EMA. Now if we look here inside the 60-minute chart, there's a line that's in the middle of the wave. And that is indicating those 8 and 9 EMAs. And that's kind of your mean or revision to the mean of the cloud itself that's created here, those orange and blue clouds. The actual clouds and the crossover that happens to make the change from buy to sell, if we scroll down further, we see the cloud 2, and we see a 5 EMA for the fast and a 12 EMA for the slow. And that's how that's indicated. You can add a third wave if you wanted, or a third cloud, a thicker cloud. That's entirely up to you. You'd go ahead and check that. It defaults to be a 34 and 50 on those. And you can decide, the different colors and the opacity of it, and so on and so forth. Towards the top, I'm going to circle back to that now. We have display only the last 2 trades. So if you don't want to see a ton of buy and sell signals on there, you don't want to clutter up your charts, you can just see the last. It does 2 or 3 depending on how it falls inside the algorithm essentially. And you can display or not display the buy and sell flags as well altogether. If you just want to see the wave itself and the colors, you're welcome to do that. So for example, we're going to go ahead right now and we're going to display more than what we show for the couple that are up there. We'll go ahead and close that now. Now you can see all these buys and sells along the way here. Some people don't want that kind of clutter on their charts, so you're welcome to turn that off. Again, back into the manager here, 3 bars with the squiggly line, 3 dots next to the TI Wave there. Go ahead and check that back, and we want to just get rid of the buy and sell flags altogether. We'd uncheck that. Save, we'll close it, and now we can see the wave and the cloud itself, but no buy and sell indicators cluttering anything up if that is our desire. Let's put these back on for us, and let's just touch on another topic here. Now, I think it's very important for people to understand that this is not an end-all be-all buy or sell. This is to help people identify trends and changes in trends. And that's what the crossover is. If you don't understand what EMAs are, you should really just do a web search, maybe YouTube. There's plenty of excellent videos out there for free. They'll explain to you what an EMA, an exponential moving average is, and you could go, a little bit further down the rabbit hole to understand what a cross is. It's essentially two different exponential moving averages that are going to make a cross based on the movement of price, essentially. But we won't get too technical into that on you folks right now. We'll keep it simple to the feature itself. But again, what I want to reinforce here is that this is not an end-all be-all buy, not an end-all be-all sell. It's just trying to help people identify where potential changes in the direction of the price may be at this time for the time frame selected. I now want to move on to 3 scans that we feature for the TI wave here. We have them in just 3 time frames. They're only for buy signals. There is no editing of these scans. They are canned. You have to function within what the scan does itself. We push these out through a different technology on the software where it's unfortunately at this time not configurable by users. To find those, we're going to look for our Market Explorer. We're going to go to New, and we're going to click on Market Explorer down here at the bottom. I'm going to move this a little center here so we can see better. Let's widen this out, get a better view. And in here, you're going to see Market Explorer User Guide. If you were to click that, you would get a user guide that looks like this here. But it's very straightforward, the Market Explorer itself. We can right click, select strategy, and we have a whole list of strategies in here. Folks have access to most of these strategies. However, there are 2 strategies that are locked by additional add-ons. They're not included with anything that we do. That's our Go, No Go and our AVWAP. Down here at the bottom, we have the TI wave, and there you see the 3 different buy signals we offer: daily, weekly, and 5 minutes. If you were to click on any of these, you would then see what the different trade wave offerings are. They give you a date and time. There's a few different other items in here, what the relative volume of the stock is, volume at the time of the alert for the day, and average volumes, and what the price was at the close of that. There again is no editing of this. I understand there are a lot of people that are going to want that. At this time, unfortunately, it lives where it is. But you could take your own scans and go through your own scans and see what it looks like in the different time frames that you like for the TI wave itself. So that is the short ins and outs of the TI wave. Of course, anybody with other questions, you can always reach out to us, info@trade-ideas.com. Via email, we have our site, trade-ideas.com. There's a live support chat on there. Usually it's located on any of our web pages in the bottom right with a little bubble, indicates a chat. That is open market days, 9 a.m. Eastern to 4:30 p.m. Eastern. We shut that down. And of course, if you have any other thoughts or questions or comments regarding anything other than the TI wave itself, feel free to reach out with those too. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye-bye.